Good day, everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into yet another fiery moment from British television that has reignited the never-ending debate surrounding Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. This time, the clash unfolded live on the popular UK breakfast program Good Morning Britain, where historian and royal commentator Tessa Dunlop confronted royal author Tom Bower in a tense discussion about truth, credibility, and the ongoing media narratives surrounding the Sussexes. What began as a routine conversation about royal coverage quickly transformed into a heated exchange that highlighted the deep divisions in how commentators view Harry and Meghan's journey since stepping away from royal duties. The discussion became particularly striking because it happened at a time when Bower's latest book, Betrayal, has been generating significant headlines and controversy. The book, which reportedly examines conflicts and tensions surrounding the Sussexes and the royal institution, has already sparked strong reactions from multiple sides of the debate. Supporters of the couple have questioned its claims, while critics of Harry and Meghan have used the book to reinforce their arguments. Adding to the controversy, a spokesperson for the Sussexes has publicly rejected several claims linked to the book, describing them as inaccurate and misleading. This context is important because during the Good Morning Britain exchange, Tom Bower firmly defended his credibility as an author. In the clip that has circulated widely online, Bower confidently states that he does not lie in his books. He presents himself as a writer who relies on careful research, interviews, and investigative work before publishing his conclusions. For Bower, the integrity of his writing is central to his reputation as a biographer, and he argued that his books are based on the information he has gathered from sources he believes to be reliable. However, the tension in the discussion came from the fact that these strong claims about accuracy are now being debated publicly, with the Sussex's spokesperson pushing back against parts of the narrative surrounding Betrayal. The situation has become a clear example of how competing narratives develop around high-profile figures. On one side is the author insisting his work reflects factual investigation, and on the other side are representatives of the Sussexes challenging those assertions and warning audiences not to accept the claims without question. During the Good Morning Britain segment, Tessa Dunlop did not hesitate to confront this contradiction directly. She suggested that some commentators who criticize Harry and Meghan for profiting from their story are themselves building careers around discussing the couple. Dunlop argued that there is a degree of irony when critics accuse the Sussexes of benefiting financially from their experiences, while also publishing books, appearing on television panels, and writing opinion pieces about them. In her view, the public should look carefully at how narratives about the Sussexes are created and who ultimately benefits from them. As the exchange intensified, Dunlop emphasized that Harry's life story cannot be separated from the extraordinary circumstances he grew up in. From childhood, Prince Harry lived under the global spotlight and experienced events that few people could imagine facing at such a young age, including the devastating loss of his mother, Princess Diana. That moment in history remains one of the most widely remembered tragedies involving the modern royal family, and it continues to influence how Harry views the media and public life. Dunlop suggested that commentators sometimes overlook how those formative experiences might shape Harry's later decisions, including his choice to step away from royal duties and pursue a new life in the United States. She also pointed out that Harry and Meghan have managed to connect with younger audiences in ways that traditional royal narratives often struggle to achieve. In the digital age, discussions about the monarchy are no longer confined to newspaper columns or television broadcasts. Social media platforms and online communities have become powerful spaces where younger generations debate public figures, share clips, and shape global conversations. According to Dunlop, the continued interest in the Sussexes among younger audiences demonstrates that their story resonates beyond the traditional royal-watching public. At the same time, critics like Tom Bower often present a very different interpretation of the couple's journey. Bower has argued in interviews and writings that the Sussexes' projects and media appearances rely heavily on their royal identity and the attention that comes with it. From this perspective, the couple's life in California and their media partnerships are seen as part of a broader strategy connected to their royal background. This difference in interpretation is exactly what fuels debates like the one that unfolded on Good Morning Britain. Dunlop focused on empathy, context, and generational change, while Bower focused on investigation and scrutiny of public claims. The clash between these perspectives created a moment that quickly captured viewers' attention, especially given the ongoing discussions surrounding Bower's new book, Betrayal, and the Sussexes' response to it. For many viewers watching the exchange, the most striking part was hearing Bower firmly state that he does not lie in his books, while critics of the book continue to challenge its accuracy. That contrast has become a key talking point in the wider debate now unfolding across television programs, online discussions, and social media platforms. In many ways, the Good Morning Britain exchange illustrates how narratives around public figures can evolve rapidly in the modern media environment. Every statement, interview, or book release becomes part of a larger conversation involving journalists, commentators, and audiences across the world. For Harry and Meghan, whose story has already attracted intense global interest, moments like this only add another layer to the ongoing debate about truth, perception, and the power of storytelling in the digital age. And with that context in mind, let's now listen to the clip from Good Morning Britain where Tessa Dunlop and Tom Bower go head-to-head in this intense exchange.
Accuse them of rank hypocrisy, because that is precisely what it is. You talk about them making their fortune in Montecito. Arguably, Harry, with good reason. He's had a pretty rough ride in his young life. Meanwhile, you are sitting there in your little establishment position, raking it in off the back of their arguable misfortune or fortune, depending how you spin the coin. I mean, we all have books to promote. I actually have one next week, as we've mentioned, two of Tom's, Elizabeth and Philip. Now, I think it's appalling, what you're doing. I saw you masquerading as an expert in The Sun, pretending you know what's in this book, saying that their titles should be stripped. Arguably, they've brought the royal family to a whole younger audience. That, young people on TikTok talk about Harry and Meghan. They care about them. This is a bit of exported British tinsel. Yes, they no longer belong in that family. Yes, they do loads of sun-drenched photographs and they've dropped the royal regalia. So what? They're a different generation from you, Tom. Let them be. Let them be.
Because they're making their money out of lying. That's why. I don't lie in my books.
Oh, never?
Let me finish.
What, on the people that you talk to don't lie?
No, they don't lie.
We don't know, Tom, because yours are all off the record.
I don't publish lies, and they deliberately went to the Oprah Winfrey interview and says 17 lies, and that is unforgivable because, let me finish, because they're not trading as an author, they're not trading as someone who's done any work, they're just peddling their titles. And
as the conversation continued on Good Morning Britain, the debate shifted toward the broader role of commentators who analyze the royal family. Tessa Dunlop argued that many commentators position themselves as authorities while building careers around discussing the Sussexes. She suggested that the intense focus on Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex has created an entire media ecosystem where opinions, books, and television appearances revolve around interpreting the couple's decisions. In her view, it is important for viewers to recognize that commentary itself can become part of the story. When commentators publish books, give interviews, or appear on television panels, they are not simply observers. They are also participants in shaping public narratives. Tom Bower responded by defending the role of investigative authors, emphasizing that scrutiny is an essential part of public discourse. He maintained that authors who investigate public figures are fulfilling an important role by examining claims and presenting information for readers to consider. From his perspective, questioning powerful or influential individuals is not an attack, but a form of accountability. This difference in perspective reflects a larger debate about the purpose of media commentary in modern society. Some believe that journalists and authors should challenge public figures rigorously, while others argue that certain forms of coverage can become repetitive or overly focused on controversy. The discussion between Dunlop and Bower illustrated how these viewpoints collide when the topic turns to the Sussexes. Over the past several years, Harry and Meghan have remained at the center of intense media attention. Their move to California, their media partnerships, and their public advocacy have all generated significant coverage across international outlets. Supporters see them as modern figures attempting to redefine what public service and influence look like in the 21st century. Critics often interpret the same actions through a different lens, suggesting that the couple benefits from the visibility and recognition that come with their royal background. The disagreement between these perspectives fuels ongoing debates across television, radio, and online platforms. During the Good Morning Britain exchange, Dunlop also highlighted how younger audiences engage with the Sussexes' story in ways that differ from traditional royal coverage. Online discussions, short-form videos, and digital commentary have introduced new voices into conversations about the monarchy. Younger viewers frequently approach these discussions with different priorities, focusing on issues such as mental health, equality, and personal autonomy. Harry has spoken openly about mental health challenges and the importance of seeking support, topics that resonate strongly with many younger audiences. Meghan has also spoken about the pressures of public life and the need for compassionate dialogue. These themes have contributed to the couple's appeal among audiences who value openness about personal struggles and social issues. At the same time, traditional royal coverage often emphasizes institutional history, protocol, and the preservation of long-standing traditions. The tension between these approaches reflects a broader cultural shift as societies adapt to new forms of communication and storytelling. The monarchy itself has faced increasing pressure to remain relevant in a rapidly changing world. Historically, the royal family maintained a carefully controlled public image, shaped by formal appearances and official statements. In today's media environment, however, narratives unfold across countless digital platforms where commentary spreads instantly. The Sussexes' story has become intertwined with this evolving media landscape. Their decisions, interviews, and projects are discussed not only by journalists, but also by content creators, influencers, and everyday viewers who share their perspectives online. The Good Morning Britain debate captured this complexity by bringing two very different interpretations into the same conversation. Dunlop emphasized empathy and generational change, suggesting that Harry and Meghan represent a new chapter in the relationship between public figures and the media. Bower emphasized investigation and accountability, arguing that public claims must be examined carefully regardless of who makes them. For viewers watching the debate, the exchange offered a snapshot of the larger discussion that continues to unfold around the world. It also highlighted how the Sussexes' story extends beyond royal gossip and into deeper questions about media responsibility, narrative control, and public perception. In the years since stepping back from royal duties, Harry and Meghan have carved out a unique position in global public life. They are no longer working members of the royal family, yet they remain among the most recognizable figures associated with it. This unusual position ensures that conversations about them continue to generate strong opinions from both supporters and critics. The clash between Dunlop and Bower demonstrated just how passionate those opinions can become. Even a brief segment on a morning television show can ignite widespread debate once clips circulate online and audiences begin sharing their reactions. In today's digital culture, every televised argument has the potential to become a viral moment. Viewers record segments, post them on social media, and discuss them across forums and comment sections. Within hours, a short exchange can evolve into a global conversation involving thousands of voices. That is exactly what happens when discussions about the Sussexes appear on major broadcast platforms. Each debate becomes another chapter in the ongoing story that surrounds the couple and their relationship with the media. The Good Morning Britain segment ultimately served as a reminder that public narratives are rarely simple. They are shaped by multiple perspectives, competing interpretations, and the personal beliefs of those telling the story. Whether viewers agree more with Tessa Dunlop's defense of Harry and Meghan or with Tom Bower's insistence on investigative scrutiny, the debate underscores how influential media commentary has become in shaping public understanding. What remains clear is that the story of the Sussexes continues to capture global attention, and as long as that interest exists, discussions like this one will keep appearing on television screens and digital platforms around the world.